welcome to Park Yoga. My name is Nikki and I'm from Park Yoga, Bristol. It's lovely to meet you all, at least virtually, for you to join us for our lovely Park Yoga sessions virtually until we're able to meet again in our Park Yoga venues. If you're not already aware, Park Yoga is a charity and our mission is to connect people to the outdoors and to nature to provide health and well-being. So we promote free outdoors yoga sessions to help you achieve that, and it's yoga for all. And as a charity we work by donation, so if you'd like to donate you can go to our website www.parkyoga.co/donate, and we'd welcome any donations you can kindly make, which will be very gratefully received. So we'd like to welcome as many people as we can to this Park Yoga, and all the sessions are available to you on our websites on these Sunday mornings. There are a few exceptions. The first being if you have medical injuries or conditions and you've been advised by a medical expert not to undertake any physical exercise, or if you've got conditions or injuries and you're currently receiving treatment and you have been advised only to do activities with medical guidance, please seek your medical expert's guidance before joining us for these Park Yoga sessions. If you are carrying any injuries, niggles or conditions and you're not sure whether Park Yoga is going to be suitable for you if you've not done it before, then again please do seek medical guidance before joining us for these sessions. And another notable exception is if you're a pregnant lady, then please do seek maybe a specialist yoga. There are pregnancy yoga providers out there and they're the best forum to start off if you've never done yoga before, and they will provide a lot of support for you at this important time. So Park Yoga is not the forum really and the best way to start off your practice if you've never done it before and you're pregnant. If you are pregnant and you are used to doing yoga, you're a regular practitioner, then please by all means do join us, and being aware of course of your body at this time, which will be different, so be guided by your body and how you feel. And it's like all of you who are joining us, please do work at your own pace, which means just listening to your body, and if you need to rest at any time, do take it really gently if you want to, and so do keep resting even if we're not all resting together. The important thing is it's for your safety, your well-being, so you get the best out of these sessions as well by just listening to your body. And if you want to just lie down at the beginning or all the way through and have a nice rest, then you'll get some benefits even doing that. So this is very much your session, so enjoy. So we're going to start to lie down. So coming into a restful position on your mat, so either lying straight out, legs straight out, maybe at an angle, arms away from you, palms up. And if you've got any soreness in the low back or hips, maybe you might want to bend your knees resting against each other, feet flat. So your knees are together, holding your legs up. And either your arms away from you, palms up, or you're having your hands resting on your belly or your rib cage, just to feel everything nice and comfy. So have your chin tucked in, maybe roll your head a few times from side to side just to feel that nice release in the neck. That's it. And then just coming back to a restful position. So your head is supported, your arms are supported by the ground or on your body, legs are supported. And just allow your eyes to close and just enjoy being outside. So starting to tune in to your body just lying here, and as soon as we lie down our body rests, it relaxes, it releases anyway. So just tuning into that happening. Just feel your body nice and soft and heavy, and you can change position to get comfortable if you're not comfortable at the moment. So you're nice and rested, nice and comfortable. And with your eyes closed, just feeling your body softening. So feel your feet releasing, your legs relaxing, allowing your hips and your pelvis to soften. Just feeling your back relaxing into the floor, into the ground. Low back, middle back, upper back, shoulders. Allowing your arms to be rested. Wherever they are, feeling the heaviness of your arms. And then allowing your shoulders to soften. Your head becomes heavy as your neck relaxes. And just start to notice your whole body getting nice and relaxed here. We're just spending a few moments just having some resting, enjoying the outdoors by just taking your awareness into hearing nature around you, maybe other sounds around you, neighbours, sounds far away, sounds close at hand. So just really enjoying being outside, feeling maybe the sun on you, the breeze around you, being outside in nature. Tuning into those sounds you can hear. Maybe noticing sounds far, far away or sounds closer. So just letting your ears take in those sounds without judging or thinking about it. There's no right or wrong. Just really enjoying the sensations of sounds that you can hear. Natural sounds, man-made sounds, doesn't matter. Just taking in all those sounds, that soundscape that we hear when we're outside. That's it. Just taking a few moments just to notice the sounds around you. That's it. And the sounds will come and go in your awareness. Sounds come, sounds go, replaced by other sounds. And you might notice there are some sounds that crowd out other sounds. And when you listen, you can maybe hear more subtle sounds. That's it. Just being aware of all the sounds you could hear. And just being at one at the moment with your surroundings. That's it. And then start to take your awareness into your body once more, lying on the ground, into your breath, and just focus on your belly button rising and falling with your breathing. So see if you can notice when your mind wanders off and bring it back to your breath as many times as you need to. So we're just going to do some nice relaxing breathing. So just take one hand below your belly button and the other hand on your chest or your rib cage. And you're just going to breathe like this for a few moments, noticing whether your hands move, bottom hand, top hand, both hands, move with your breathing. Just breathing normally and naturally for you. You don't have to breathe a certain way. That's it. Just feel your body breathing. Anchoring into your breath by feeling your body breathing and tuning into the breath coming and going. Maybe belly rising and falling, maybe your rib cage moving. Maybe watching your breath come in and out through your nose. So breathing in and out through your nose, unless you've got any nasal restrictions, hay fever, cold, and then you can breathe through the mouth. But otherwise through the nose as best you can. That's it. And then we're going to start taking deep breaths into the bottom hand, into the belly hand. So breathing in into your hand. Belly rises, and as you exhale, breathe all the air out. So you can take both hands if you want to below the belly button together and breathe into those hands. So breathing nice and slow and long and deep, getting that fresh air into the lungs. Nice, slow, long, deep breaths in. And slow, long, deep breaths out. That's it. Just breathing nice and deep and slow as best you can. And this has the effect of relaxing your body, so any muscular tension that's built up. So relaxes your body and also has this calming effect. It relaxes our mind, gives us a bit of headspace before we even do the physical yoga. Few long, slow, deep breaths in. And long, slow, deep breaths out. That's it. Enjoying just being outside and breathing nice and deeply. Also good for those lungs to get that nice, deeper lung breathing, lung capacity expanding.
Just a few more without holding the breath. So in and without forcing it, just as best you can without forcing it, okay? Good. And then longer, deeper breath in this time. And as you exhale, you're going to give yourself a stretch. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs. You can bring your arms over your head if your shoulders are okay. Just a stretching, whichever way is good for you. Bring your arms down by your sides and bend your knees. Have your feet flat, arms away from you, and just rock your knees from side to side. So we're starting to bring some nice release into the back and the hips. Just rocking gently. You may notice the ground underneath your hips as well. And coming back to centre, just going to bring one knee to the chest, then the other leg, and just take your hands around the back of the thighs or the front of the shins and gently draw towards you. So we're really feeling a lovely back stretch, hip stretch. Have one hand onto the front of each shin or the back of the knees now, and just take your legs away from your arm's length. Good. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, pull away. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, pull away. Last one. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, pull away. And then keep your hands at keep your knees at arm's length. Either hands underneath the thighs or the front of the shins, the knees. Part your knees, and you're just going to draw circles with your hands around those knees, just to warm up those hips. And the opposite direction. That's it. And then bring your legs back together. Bring your feet down. Just rest your arms down by your sides and take your right leg up. Give it a stretch. Point and flex your foot. Maybe give your ankle a bit of a roll. That's it. So if you want to go deeper than this, you can start to walk the left leg out a little bit, or if you feel you can do this quite easily, stretch the other leg out. And you're going to take your hand around the back of that right leg and bend your knees. So we're going to hug the leg in. Now if it's too much, have the knee bent, foot flat. It's absolutely fine. So with your hands around the back of that right leg, just pull in. If that's enough stretch for you, that's great. If you can go further, you want to, it's okay with your body. Start to straighten the leg a bit, bring the shin towards you for a back of the leg stretch. So something you might find, you can bring your hands up a little higher without straining. Make sure you do it at your own pace. Draw in maybe a little bit more. Curl those toes towards you. And if you find you're pretty flexible, you can even bring your head up. If your neck's okay, bring your head towards your leg towards your head. Maybe bring your hands up to the foot if you're flexible. Now don't strain to do it, just go at your own pace. Nice deep breaths into this stretch. Good. Exhale, bring your head back down, bring the leg back down. Release your arms, bring your left leg in and stretch the left leg up. Give that a stretch. Point and flex the foot, give your foot a roll maybe. Bend your knees, take your hands around the back of that left leg. Let your foot go floppy. If you feel okay, you want to walk that right leg out, stretch it a little bit, all the way hip to heel stretch it out. So hug the other leg in. And if it's okay, you want to go deeper, you can start to straighten the leg a little bit. Bring the shin towards you, maybe even slide your hands up the back if that's okay for you. So really just make sure you go at your own pace. Nice deep breath into this leg stretch. So you might find you can bring your hands up a little bit more, maybe even bring your head up. So this is quite a deep one. So really keep down if you feel really tight today. And then gently bring your head back down, bring that leg back. Bring both knees back in, hugging in a little bit, maybe rocking around a little bit more. Bring your arms down by your sides, and you're just going to stretch both legs up. Give them a bit of a stretch out, maybe even pedaling those legs, getting us nice mobility through the hips, the knees, ankles. And then reverse, opposite way. Good stuff. Bring the feet down. We're going to stay just one more on the back. Stretch your right leg up and then cross your thighs. There's no gap. Gently lift that left foot up and hug the knees in towards you as best you can. So just hugging in a little bit, or a lot if you can, okay, without straining. Nice hip stretch here. So you might find you can take your hands down towards your heels, maybe pull in. So only do it without straining. So this is a hip stretch. So if you've got really tight hips, just be really gentle today. You can come up higher. You might be able to stretch your toes towards you, heels away from you, so you get a calf stretch as well. Nice deep breaths, good. Exhale, release. Uncross your legs. I'm going to stretch the left leg out. Give it a good stretch up and cross that over. So your thighs are crossed. Lift the right foot up and hug your knees in towards you once more. So if that's enough, perfectly great stretch here, stay here. Otherwise, maybe sliding your hands down towards the ankles and draw in a little bit deeper, or up a little higher and draw in towards you. Maybe flexing your feet, stretch your heels away for this calf stretch as well. Tuck your chin in, your neck wants to be nice and soft. Nice deep breaths, that's it. And then gently release. Uncross and give yourself a nice long stretch out again. Good. So bring your arms out to the side this time. Bend your knees pointing up towards the sky, and just rock your legs from side to side. So your arms are in line with your shoulders, palms upwards. As you exhale, just bring your knees down to the left side into a lovely spinal twist. So this really helps stretch out the back and the shoulders. So either just closing the eyes or looking up towards the sky if the sun's not in your eyes, of course. Or even tucking your chin in and looking over the right side for a neck stretch. A nice deep breath into that twist. Allow your knees to drop down into the ground as best you can. So a couple more deep, slow breaths here. Feeling your body unlocking any tension. Good. Inhale, bring your head up, and then bring your knees up. There are a couple of rocks maybe from side to side with those knees. And then exhale, taking your knees down to the other side, to the right side. Allow them to drop down. Keep your shoulders down as best you can. Draw through the back of the arms as best you can as well, through the middle fingers. Rolling your head maybe to look along the left arm, or keeping your head up towards the sky, whichever works for you. Breathing nice and deeply. Allow your shoulders to melt down, your hips to release, your back to unlock. That's it. Inhale, bring your head back to center, bring your knees back up, and then stretch out again. Take your arms down to the side, bend your knees, and you're just going to roll over onto your side to gently push yourself up to sit. So just sitting in crossed legs for the moment. So sitting as comfortably as you can. I'm just going to give the shoulders a nice roll here. Nice rounding circular motions. One way and then the other. That's it. And then take your arms out to the side, palms down. Take your breath in. As you exhale, just look along your left arm and stretch to the side. Hand comes down, other arm comes up. Nice side stretch. Maybe looking up or looking down or looking straight ahead. So keep the hips down as best you can. Keep the bum down. Inhale, coming back up. Arms back in line with your shoulders, looking along the other arm. Exhale, stretch to that side, hand comes down, other arm up and over your head maybe, or up towards the ceiling. If you've got shoulder tightness, you can have the hand on the hip though, or out to the side, depending on how it is for you. Work at your own pace, press your hips gently down, maybe looking down, straight ahead or up. Maybe closing the eyes, breathing into that stretch. Good. Inhale, lift up.
And then give your shoulders a nice roll again. So, changing the cross of your legs. We'll do the same again. Arms out to the side, starting the other side, looking along the right arm. Exhale, stretch to the side, other arm comes up, maybe over your head. Breathe. Looking up, down, straight ahead. Nice deep breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, look along the other side and come down to the other side. Nice deep stretch into your body. So work at your own pace. Say rest if you need to, anytime. Nice. Keep the breathing going. Good. Inhale, coming up. This time, bring both arms up and then bring them down in front of you. So adjusting your bum if you need to. Walking your fingers away from you. If that's enough, stay there. Lifting your chest though, pressing your coccyx, your tailbone, your sit bones down and away from you. Lifting your chest so you come down with a flat back. That's enough, stay there. If you feel you can come down deep without rounding the back. Lengthen the arms forward, drop your head gently. And make sure you don't round the back. Maybe your head comes down, maybe it doesn't. But keep your bottom down, arms lengthening, back straight. Good. Inhale, head up. Exhale, walk your hands to the right side. So just as far over as feels comfortable for you. Get your hands down. As you exhale, pressing down through your left buttock. Lengthen the arms, dropping down to that side as best you can. You'll find a side stretch as well when you do this. Good. Inhale, bring your head up. Exhale, walking all the way to the other side. So planting the hands down or fingertips down, pressing the sit bone down as well and the right hip down. Lengthen your arms as best you can without straining and breathe nice and deeply into that stretch. Good. Inhale, walking back in. Walk your hands behind you then, fingertips pointed towards your hips. Stretch your legs out. And just point and flex your feet a few times. And then press your hands down and lift your chest. So you feel like the shoulders stretching at the back and the rib cage opening at the front. And if your neck's okay, you can drop your head back. Otherwise, keep your chin tucked in. Stretching through the heels, breathing into that lovely opening stretch. And then exhale, bring your head back in, maybe lean back a little bit, tuck your chin in. Inhale, lifting back up, maybe dropping the head back if the neck's okay, otherwise chin tucks in, pressing the shoulder blades gently into the back, opening that rib cage. And then exhale, lean back again. Inhale, lift back up. Nice deep breaths. And then bring your head back up, walking your hands back, just giving your wrists a roll. One way and then the other. And then just take your legs a little bit apart, bend the knees. Taking the back of your hands together, little fingers to your breastbone and pull down. So you get that lovely back of the wrist stretching. Maybe give your head a bit of a roll here. And then release. Good. So with your legs like this, just take your hands in front of you again. So you can take your toes towards the ceiling if you want to. So if you're quite flexible, you can take your legs a little further away, come onto the heels. So it depends on how it is for you. Keep your sit bones down, your coccyx pressing down and away. We're going to do a little bit of a lengthening forward. So either feet down or toes towards the ceiling, whichever works for you. Just nice deep stretch out here. So keep your back long, lifting the chest. Maybe your hands come down, maybe your head comes down. Breathe into that lovely inner thigh, inner hip stretch. So say some people can actually get the legs down a little bit more. So we want to bend the knees if you've got very tight back or any issues, or legs. If you've got very tight hamstrings, you want to have the bend in the knee. Good. Inhale, walk back up. Good. Take your hands to the inside of the thighs, pull the legs in behind you, and just rock your knees from side to side. Good, give them a bit of a stretch out here. So, with your legs out, have your knees bent on your heels, hands underneath your shoulders, fingertips pointing towards your hips. So you want to walk your legs away from you and just cross your right ankle on top of that thigh. If that's enough of a hip stretch, stay there. Toes, knees towards the ceiling. And then lift the chest. Otherwise, if you want to go deeper than that and you're okay, slide that left leg in, press your hands gently into the floor, lift your chest towards your leg, and you come into this hip stretch. You can soften the knees, have your feet floppy if you want to. Otherwise, if you stretch your heels away, coming onto this bottom heel, you'll feel a calf stretch as well. So whichever one you want to do, you can either drop your chin down, or if your neck's okay, drop your head back, just being gentle. Nice deep breaths. And then exhale, bring your head back in, slide that leg away, uncross for a moment, peel your hands off, give those wrists another stretch out, give your feet a bit of a stretch as well. Take your hands back behind you again, fingertips pointing towards your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, and you're going to cross the other leg over, other ankle over, left over right, and slide the leg back in. So it's the other side, bring it back in, lift the chest, or soften your feet. So whichever one, doesn't really matter, whichever feels good for you. Nice deep breaths. If you want to drop your head back, if your neck's okay, you can do that. Otherwise, chin tucks in. And release. Slide that leg away from you. Uncross your legs, peel your hands off. A bit of a stretch. Good stuff. So from here, we're going to bend your knees again. Take your hands to the outside of the knees and allow the knees to drop to the side for a bound angle. So you're going to bring your hands down towards your ankles. So the further you have your heels away from the groin, the gentler the stretch. The more you have your heels in towards you, the deeper the stretch. So whichever works for you, depending on how your body is. And lift up. So keep the sit bones pressing down, lifting up your spine, relax your shoulders. And if you feel good about this and you feel like quite comfortable, you can even come a little bit further forward, maybe cupping your hands over the feet even, keeping your chest lifted through the arms and your head in line with your spine. So you're not craning your neck, you're not rounding the shoulders. You come back down with a flat back. Nice deep breath. And if you're very flexible, so you can come down deeper than this, but just go at your own pace, really important. And if your knees are high, maybe press your heels away from you a little bit further to lessen the stretch. Inhale, take your head back up, slide your hands to your knees, push them back in, and rock your legs from side to side. Good. So rolling over to hands and knees. So come into hands and knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Just do a few nice cat and cows. So press into your hands, look towards your belly button, press your back towards the sky, tuck your tailbone under, nice back stretching. And then drop your belly down. If your back's okay, lift the chest through the arms, lift your tailbone. I'm going to do a couple of these. Exhale. Come into cat, press your back up towards the ceiling, up towards that sky, nice deep breath. And then drop your belly down. Lift your head up to the sky, tailbone lifts, nice deep breath. And then bring your knees in towards each other. If you can, tuck your toes under, sit back towards your heels. Don't worry, if not, untuck your feet. Okay, you can sit down towards the heels. Whichever one you're doing is fine. You're going to lengthen the arms forward. So come off the heels then to be able to bring your forehead to the floor. Lengthen the arms. So you want to cut your head down as best you can onto the mat. Inhale, bring your head off. As you exhale, you're going to walk to the right side as best you can.
just as far over without straining as you can. And you're going to take your left hand on top of the right, bend your elbows to get your head down and onto the floor. Head comes down and sink towards your left hip. So you can untuck your feet at this point, or tuck them, keep them tucked, totally up to you. Sit down gently towards that left hip for a side stretch. So a nice deep breath. Inhale, bring your head up. Exhale, walk your hands to the other side as best you can. Doesn't matter if you come off the mat, depending on what's underneath your ground. So take your right hand on top of the left, bend your elbows, bring your head through onto the floor. Gently sink your hips down towards the right heel. Inhale, bring the head up. Exhale, walking back into hands and knees. So you're going to slide your right leg out behind you now. Just rock backwards and forwards, stretching the leg. Then come to a static position, hands underneath your shoulders, and just take that right leg off and have your leg level with the floor. Stretch the heel away. If that's enough, stay there. Otherwise, you're going to take the opposite. Left arm out, thumb pointing towards the sky. Breathe. So if you want to go further than that, we're going to come and get a little crunch. So elbow to knee underneath the body, and then stretch it out. Good. Exhale, elbow to knee crunch. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch it out. Come back to the mat. Give yourself some little hip stretches. Look over one shoulder and then the other. And again, look over one shoulder and then the other. Last one, little hip stretches, one side and then the other. Back to center. Give your head a shake and a nod down here. So coming back into your hands and knees, press your hands to the floor, press your back up to the sky, slide your left leg out behind you. So looking at the floor, taking that left leg off, and that leg is level, hips are level. If you want to go deeper than that, further than that, taking your opposite arm off, right arm out, thumb up towards the sky, either staying there or little crunches, elbow to knee. Then inhale, stretch out, elbow crunch. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch. Last one. Crunch. Stretching out. And then come back to the mat. Little hip stretches. Give your head a bit of a shake. And then walk your hands back. We're coming into a kneeling position. Give the shoulders a roll. And the other way. And then take your arms in front of you and give your wrists a stretch. Back of the hands together, little fingers to your breastbone, pull down, and wrist release. You might want to move your head around as well for a neck release. Good. So coming back to hands and knees. Taking your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, dip through left. Inhale up. Exhale through. Inhale up. Exhale through. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale through. I'm going to slide all the way on the ground now. Shoulder comes down, head comes down. So you might lean forward a bit to get the side of the head down. Lengthening the arm. If that's enough, stay there. Otherwise, take your left arm towards the sky. Reach up, maybe even wrap your arm around your waist. Maybe looking up if your neck's okay. Otherwise, looking straight ahead. Nice deep breaths. Then looking up and gazing maybe towards the sky. Notice those birds, the leaves, the clouds. And then gently bring your head back. Bring your hands and arm back. Lift yourself back up. Little stretches. So we're just going to do hip rolls now. Let your head go nice and loose. And rolling the other way. Good. Back into hands and knees. We'll do the other side. Inhale, taking that left arm up. Exhale, dip through right. Inhale up. exhale through. Last one. Inhale up, exhale all the way through, staying there as best you can. Side of the head comes down, reaching through. Staying there or taking your right arm up towards the sky, maybe wrapping it around your back. Maybe looking up if your neck's okay, or looking straight ahead. Nice deep breaths. Exhale. Release your hand to the mat. Lifting yourself back up. Let your head go nice and floppy. And then nice rolls one way and rolls the other way. Good. And then coming back into your kneeling position. Shoulders a roll. And your head a roll. Good. So in your kneeling position, if this is okay with the knees, then knees hip width apart, arms out to the side, and then bring them up towards the sky. Interlock your fingers, turn your palms over, push your palms up. So have your elbows bent if you need to. Push up, gently press your hips forward. As you exhale, side bend to the right. So look down, look straight ahead, or if your neck's okay, look up. Inhale up, exhale, the other side. Inhale up, exhale, back to the other side. Nice deep breaths. Inhale up, exhale, other side. Good. Inhale back up, release your hands. Again, give those wrists a release. So, take your arms behind you now, interlocking your fingers, drawing your hands away. Tucking your chin in, maybe looking down. If you want to go further, take your arms maybe a little further away. Let your shoulders come down and your arms reach down towards the floor as well as behind you. And then release. Give everything a little bit of a move around. Good, and then you're going to step your right foot forward but to the side slightly. So make sure this bottom knee is comfortable, so you can get cushions if you need to underneath the knee if you're not comfortable in the knees. So just resting your hands on this right thigh. Make sure the knee and ankle on the right side are in line. So you're going to sit up. If you've got any back issues, lean forward, okay? Otherwise we're sitting up and then sinking down. Inhale, coming up, maybe straightening the leg a little bit. And then exhale, sinking down. So a few of these. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And we're going to do these with the arms. So bring your arms up. And then when you come up, arms come to the side. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Maybe lift the toes off if you want to. Exhale, down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one. Inhale up, exhale down. We're going to hold here. So we're going to take your arms behind you or to the side. If you prefer to the side, that's fine. Otherwise, behind you, interlock your fingers. Just lean forward. So you can lean on the front knee. If you want to go deeper, slide down the inside of the front leg. Breathe. Give your head a nice shake or lift it. Be nice and loose. And then come back up. Take your hands to your thigh and lift back up. Okay, take your hands back to the floor. And then come back into hands and knees, little hip stretches. Back into your kneel position, stepping your left foot to the front and to the side. Hands to the thigh. Make sure the front knee and ankle are roughly in line. And then sink down or lean forward, any back issues, or sit upright. So, and we're going to do a few of these. Up and down. And then come up and down. Last one. And down. Then we're going to use your arms as well. So arms out, up, and exhale
up. If you want to lift your toes off as well, you can, and down. So you can flow forwards if you want to, or just stay upright. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one. Bring your hands back to the thigh for a moment. Then bring your arms behind you, interlock your fingers if you wish, just rest your hands here or stretch your arms away from you. And we're going to do some folds again. So either as you exhale, come down onto that leg, rest there, or slide down the inside. Breathe. Let your head go nice and loose. Good. Release your hands to the floor. Come back into hands and knees, stretch out. Good. So hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and come into downward facing dog. So lifting up. Press your heels towards the floor. Press your hands down. Make sure your thumbs and fingers are down, palms down. Lengthen through the spine. Lengthen through your arms. We're just going to rock toes and heels. Doesn't matter if your heels don't come to the floor. Bend your knees at least a little bit so you're not locking out your legs and so your back doesn't round. Nice long spine. Inhale, exhale. And then stay in static position, heels pressing down towards the ground, arms lengthening. Give your head a bit of a shake here maybe. Good. And you're going to walk your feet between your hands. So feet hip width apart, drop your head down. Maybe hands holding your forearms or your elbows. Any high blood pressure, please come up, so you don't want to be down here, especially not very long. And as you exhale now, we can take your arms to the side, wide arms, weight on the heels. Okay. Inhale, push up towards the sky, nice and slowly. And release. Good. So you're going to come to the front of your mat. So feet parted or feet together if you want to. Arms up. Palms together. Lift up as you exhale, side bend to the right. Just look the head all down. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Exhale, bend your knees, swan dive, all the way down. Take your arms behind you. Interlock your fingers, either rest your hands on your back, drop your head down here. Your chest wants to come softly towards the thighs. Maybe your arms come over your head. Weight between your feet. Now give your head a real loosening shake. Good. Bring your fingers to the ground. Inhale, step back on your right toes. Slide your hands back into a lunge. So you want to bring your right hand down, lift your left arm up for a bit of a twist. And you can draw circles with this left arm. One way and then the other. And then bring that hand to the floor. And we're coming into down dog. So bring that foot back into down dog, or hands and knees if you prefer, or down dog. So maybe pedal it out. And then you're going to come onto your toes, come into plank. So half a plank is your knees down. You have an angle in your knees and your hips. All your legs are off. Making sure you're nice and strong in the abdominals. Pull your belly button up. Press into the shoulders. Make sure your hips don't come up or sag down. Hips in line with the shoulders. Exhale, knees come down. Slowly lower to the floor. Good. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale. Lift your head. So we're going to stay low. Tuck your elbows in. Exhale down. Inhale. Press your legs and pelvis down. Inhale. Pull off. You want to go a little higher, you can. Exhale down. Inhale. Peel up. Maybe a little higher if you wish. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Peel from the belly button up. Shoulders down. So if you want to come higher, making sure your shoulders come back and squeeze them gently together. Your shoulder blades lifting the chest. Any back as you stay low. Exhale, slowly come down.
So take your arms behind you, interlock your fingers, rest your hands on your back. Take a breath in, exhale. See if we can lift the head. So if it's too much, keep your arms down by your side. Look down. Otherwise, arms behind you, interlock your fingers, maybe take your arms a little bit higher. Looking down if your neck's okay, looking straight ahead. If you want to go further, legs come off, stretching the legs away. So engaging your buttocks, squeezing lightly. Breathe, lifting the chest. Make sure your head's nice and soft. Exhale, slowly come down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Come into child's knees wide apart. Big toes together. Sit on your heels. Rest your forehead down. Other arms gently rest in front of you or down by your sides. Maybe take your head to the side. One side and then the other. Or just your forehead down. So it doesn't matter if your bum's in the air, but we're sitting as much as we can towards the heels. Good, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, knees come back underneath your hips, so come back into hands and knees, then tuck your toes under, inhale back into downward dog. But maybe stretching it out a little bit more. So if you want to go and do something much more challenging, you can come into leg lifts. Now if you want to bring your knees down for this one and just be in hands and knees or resting, that's fine. Otherwise, gently take your weight onto your right foot, take your left leg up maybe a little bit, or maybe it comes all the way up. That's it. And then you can start to draw circles with this leg. Okay, pressing the weight towards that right heel. One way and then the other. So it doesn't matter if your legs just up a little bit off the floor. Good. And then bring that foot to the floor. Into hands and knees, little hip stretches, little shoulder stretches. So we're working into shoulders as well, so we want to release it all out. Back into downward facing dog. So back into downward dog as best you can, or stay in hands and knees. If you want to do this leg raises, take the weight onto the left leg, take your right leg off a little bit, or if you can up a little higher, pressing your heel towards the mat, pressing your arms away from you. You want to do this little leg rolls, doing a little stretch out to the side or rolling one way and then the other. Good. And then come back to the mat, back into hands and knees or into child's. If you want to rest the wrists, come into child's. Take your arms behind you. And then we're going to take your hands together if that's okay. Draw your arms away, maybe come to the top of the head. So if you want to go further than that, lifting your hips towards the sky, shoulders up towards the sky, arms over the head. Breathe. If you want to go further than that and you're okay with this, tuck your chin in, be on the top of the head. Maybe lift the feet off, big toes together, squeeze the heels gently towards your buttocks. Breathe. And then release. Hands come down. Slowly lift. Hands and knees again. And then come into a kneeling position. Arms up. Stepping your right foot forward and bring your arms down to the floor. If you want to tuck your back toes under, lifting the knee off, and we're coming to a little bit more higher lunge. Taking your left hand underneath the shoulder onto the ground, taking your right arm up for a stretch. Maybe even doing those arm circles this side. One way and then the other. Good. Bring your hand to the mat. Bring your back foot to the front. Bend your knees, weight on the heels, arms wide, flat back, weight on the heels and push towards the sky. Coming all the way up. And then exhale, release. So, taking your feet apart and just do a little swing. Make sure everything goes nice and loose. Head, shoulders, neck. Good. So, we'll do this again. So, come to the front of the mat, feet together or feet parted, arms out to the side, up towards the sky, palms together, lift up. Exhale, side bend to the left this time. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale, bend your knees, swan dive down. arms behind you, interlock your fingers, either rest on the back or take your arms up over the head, weight between the feet, drop your head down, just look at your legs, nice loose neck. So bend the knees, release a little bit, lifting the hips up towards the sky, weight between the feet. Good. And release your fingers to the mat. Inhale, we're going to step back on the left this time. So stepping back on the left toes into your lunge. So your left hand stays down, right arm comes up for your lunge. If you want to bring that knee down, that's a little bit gentler, otherwise knee off, and you're going to draw circles with this right arm. One way, and then the other. Bring the hand down. We're coming into down dog. So maybe staying static or walking toes to heels a little bit, or pedaling up and down, doesn't matter which. Then inhale into plank. So if you want to bring your knees down, that's great. Or your legs are straight out. Remember, hands underneath your shoulders, push up towards the sky. Nice strong hips, strong core. And slowly come all the way to the floor. Hands underneath your shoulders, press your legs into the floor, pubic bone presses down, peel up from the belly. We're going a little bit at a time. Exhale down. Inhale, if you're okay to come up, come a little higher. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. If you want to go a little higher still, shoulders back and down, chin tucks in, nice and strong in your bum. And then slowly roll down. Head comes down, either just arms down by your side, palms down, or take your arms behind you, interlock your fingers, rest your hands on your back at the moment. Inhale, press your legs down, peel off from the belly up. If you're okay with this, take your arms away from you, maybe look up or look down. Breathe. If you want to go further, take the legs off if your back's okay, and breathe. Nice deep breaths. And release. Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, lifting back into child's, knees wide apart, big toes together, sit on the heels, release your head down, release your arms. Arms in front or down to the side. It's a nice release for the back. Good. And then take your arms behind you if you wish. If you want to come into this elevated position, roll to the top of the head. So tuck your chin in, come to the top of the head. Lift your hips off. Maybe take your arms off if you want to go deeper. Taking your feet off if you want to go more challenging. Heels squeeze gently in towards your hips. Breathe the top of the head, shoulders up. Breathe. Slowly bring your feet down. Bring your hands down. Lifting back into down dog. Or hands and knees, staying in hands and knees if you prefer. Good stuff. So we're going to swing step this time, or lift your left foot between your hands into a lunge. Good. So knee down, gentler, knee off, a little bit more challenging. Keep the hips down as best you can. So we're going to lean gently to the right, bring your right hand down underneath the shoulder, left arm comes up, and then you're going to go into your circles. One way and the other way. Good, and bring your hand back down. We're going to step the back foot to the front, feet apart, knees bent, weight slightly on the heels, arms wide, flat back. Inhale, push towards the sky. Exhale, release. Good. So give yourself a little swing up, knees soft, arms soft, head soft. Good. Perfect. So we're going to come in a little balance. So taking yourself where you feel the ground is reasonably even. Okay, so often our grounds aren't very even outside, are they? Take yourself into an even position. Tree, arms to the side. Take the weight onto your right foot first of all. And start to bring the other foot to the inside of that standing right foot. Okay, so coming a little higher if you can, maybe your arms up towards the ceiling, or the sky in this case, arms up, maybe palms together. So So you can go as high as you want to, okay? So as long as you do one side and then the other, it doesn't really matter which way you start. Now, if you want to go higher still, you have to pull this heel up and press it to the inside of the thigh. Tree for outside. It's very relevant, isn't it? Nice deep breath. Look at a spot that doesn't move. Doesn't matter if you keep wobbling or coming up and down, we all wobble. Just embrace the wobble. Come down, come back when you're ready. It's all about practice and confidence. So if you say, I can balance, that helps. It really does. I can balance. I am balancing. Good, and release. And swap to the other side. So finding that nice piece of ground where it's reasonably even for that foot. Plant it down, arms to the side. So be nice and tall. Everything from the hip presses down, everything to the waist presses up. Arms to the side to start off with, or arms up or palms together to begin with. Take the weight onto the other foot. Start to bend the other knee to the side. Start to bring the foot up. So it doesn't matter how high you come, just make sure you don't press against the joint. If you want to come higher, you can pull this heel up to the inside of the thigh. Okay, breathe. So it doesn't matter where your arms are. Focus on the spot that doesn't move. Doesn't matter if you're a wavy tree. I can balance. I am balancing. And then gently release. Good. Give it a swing out. Good. So taking your legs apart. So heels in, toes out. Hands on the thighs and bend your knees. Make sure your knees and ankles are in line. I'm going to come up, arms up. Maybe look up, palms together. Look at that lovely sky. Exhale, come down, arms out to the side. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Make sure the knees and ankles are roughly in line. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one. Inhale up, exhale down. This time bend your elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades gently in towards each other, elbows in line with the shoulders. Make sure your bottom doesn't come lower than the knees. You don't have to have your knees bent a lot at all. If your knees are any issue with the knees, be high like this without bending too much. Breathe. And then inhale, come up, come back down, same position. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. From here, hands onto those thighs. Turn your feet in, so your feet are both facing forwards. And you're going to slide kind of down into a forward fold. So make sure your toes are facing forward. Adjust your feet so it's comfortable. And you can go a little bit wider now, if you feel okay with this. Have a softness of bending the knees and your head comes down. So you can either rest your hands on the legs or take your hands onto the floor if you can. But have a bend in your knees. You've got any tight back, any issues back or legs, bend your knees. Drop your head down. So if you're quite flexible, you can walk your hands through, behind you, or take your hands around the back of the legs, drawing you gently a bit more through. Weight between your feet, so over the instep, over the arch of the foot. Press your feet down to anchor into the feet. Activate your arch. Breathe. Look at the world from upside down. It's quite nice to look at the world from a different angle, seeing your garden maybe in a different light, from a different perspective. So, and again, any high blood pressure, don't do this, please come up. And if you've got low blood pressure, come up really slowly and don't hold it too long. So we're going to come up, walk your hands to your thighs, bend your knees, push up, flat back. Good. And walk your feet in. Good. Give it a little shake around, a little bit of a swing. Part your knees, soften your knees, soften your arms, soften your shoulders, soften your head. Good. I'm going to come down to the floor. So we can come into a squat if you can. Be on your toes, it's absolutely fine. Find a piece of ground that's reasonably level as well. Heels in, toes out, that hip width apart. Arms up. Come on your toes if you need to. I'm going to bend the knees, coming down into our little squat. Palms together, push your elbows to the knees, or have your hands down. If you're on your toes, fine, but have your hands down maybe. You can't do this very easily, but it's fine. And then slowly lower to the floor. Release your legs. So give them a little bit of a rock out.
Perfect. So, just taking your right leg out in front of you, bend your left knee. So you might want to sit on a cushion or something for this. If your knee's very high, you probably want to put something underneath, or take the leg out to the side if that's meant for you, if you've got any knee issues. Okay, otherwise the heels in towards the groin and your legs straight out. Okay, so bend, just soften the knee if you need to, especially if you've got tight legs or tight back. So arms going to come up towards the sky, look up, palms facing each other. You're going to follow your thumbs, so look up, pressing your right heel away from you. Exhale, follow down, so bend your knee if you need to come forward. Follow your thumbs down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. I'm going to stay down, so have your hands wherever you can. So maybe it's up high, lift your chest, bend your knee if you need to draw your chest forward. Drop your head in line with your spine. Otherwise, if you're quite flexible, you can walk down a little further. Maybe some you can reach the foot and draw down your forehead towards your leg. Maybe not. So without straining, most important, you work at your own pace and your own body. Breathe into it. So it doesn't matter which option you're going for, just really breathing deeply into that stretch, getting a lovely stretch. And then release. Walk your hands back in, take your hand to your knee, pull it in and swap legs. So left leg comes out, right knee comes into the side, or take that leg to the side, any knee issues. Okay, or if you just prefer it, totally fine. Move your bum around maybe to get comfortable, maybe bending this leg so that the knee is supported and the hamstrings are less put upon. Whichever works for you. Take your arms up, palms face each other, look at your thumbs, lift up, exhale, follow forward. Inhale up, exhale forward. Inhale up, exhale forwards. Last one. Inhale up, exhale, follow the thumbs forwards and down to the floor. So walking back if you need to, you don't want to be at maximum. Bend your knee if you need to, press your fingers down, maybe lift up the chest. Doesn't matter which one you do, just work at your own pace, looking gently down, release your neck, maybe wiggle your head. You can come further, of course, you can hold the leg and draw forwards. So it's more a forwards than a down. You want to keep your spine long, your chin tucked in so your neck is long, crown of the head drawing forwards rather than the chin. Maybe some of you can reach the foot and draw down. So it depends on how it is for you. Maybe one side's different to the other. We often are. Nice deep breath. Good. Enjoying that lovely stretch. And then exhale, gently release, sliding or walking back up. Hand to that bent knee, bring it back in. Leaning behind you, bend both knees. Giving everything a bit of a rock out. Good. And then hugging your legs in. And then we're going to come to have some lovely relaxation. So you can just walk your hands down. If you want to work a little bit into the core, holding the back of the legs and curling down, or arms outstretched and curling down. So nice and slow with control. Coming down to the ground. Coming back down, just bring your knees gently into your chest, hugging, rocking around maybe a little bit or a lot. If you want to bring your forehead towards your knees, if your neck's okay, just do a little bit of that. Release your head, release your legs. So either your knees resting against each other, feet flat, or your legs are straight out. And if you want to do a few more sort of twisting, just to release a little bit more before your relaxation, you can. So again, getting yourself into a comfortable position, maybe after doing some stretches. So just embracing whatever's going on out there for you. Just enjoying the fact you're outside, you've done some yoga. So as I say, either semi-supine, knees together, feet flat to help your low back and hips to release, or your legs are straight out, wide legs maybe. Arms away from you, palms up or hands resting on your belly or your rib cage. Tuck your chin in,
Eyes closed, just allow your whole body to be nice and soft. So take a deep, long breath in of that air. Exhale. Let everything sink down into the ground. Tuning into your feet, ankles and toes and seeing how much you can let them release. Now you've done that lovely yoga, everything can really rest, really relax, really release. So tuning in to your calves, your shins, your thighs, allowing them to become really heavy. Your right leg and then your left becoming really nice and heavy. Your back, your hips, your shoulders sinking down into the ground, allowing your arms to be heavy by your sides. Wrists, fingers, elbows. Allow your jaw to relax, your tongue, your facial muscles soft, your eyes heavy in your head, and just tuning back into the rhythm of your breathing, being aware of the sounds coming and going in your awareness. If you get distracted, just come back to your breathing, tuning into your breath, anchoring into your breathing. Just so you are in the moment, each moment at a time, moment to moment, and breath by breath. And if you find you get distracted by sounds or thoughts or sensations in your body, you can move if you need to, or if you can, just keep coming back to your breathing, tuning into your breath as many times as you need to. Bring your awareness to your breathing to enjoy this last couple of minutes. Have some peaceful relaxation, tuning into the sounds and the warmth maybe, or the breeze on your face. Just enjoying being outside. Some quiet time, some headspace, just to be and breathe. Keep coming back to your breath every time your mind wanders off. That's it. Just seeing how much you can allow yourself to just be instead of doing anything. Just being rested, relaxed and releasing. Enjoying this moment. Good. And then start to take awareness to your fingers and toes and bring movement back in. Taking deeper breaths as well now. And then taking a deeper breath in. As you exhale, give yourself a long stretch in the best way for you. Give yourself a stretch out. Good. Hug your knees in one last time. Rocking around if you need to. And then gently release to the floor. Roll onto your right side to come up.
Perfect. And that's our lovely park yoga virtual session done. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you will join us every week. So if you want to donate again, please do. We would love for you to join us and donate if you can at www.parkyoga.co/donate. If not, absolutely fine. We love to have you, and hopefully you'll join us again for these lovely sessions, which will be on the Park Yoga Facebook site for a week. So hopefully join us again soon, and stay safe and keep well.